It's me, Sophia, the creator of the Hong Konger Anthology. Some people have been asking me to read some of the poems because they don't want to read them themselves. I don't know, but I like the poems. I think they're fun, so I was gonna read a few. And I thought one I'd start with is actually one that I don't think gets any particular attention. It's on page 32, and it's the poem For High Dive. And there's a story behind this. It's quite a personal poem and a personal story. But this is a swimmer diving off the 5 meter diving board at the Ladies Recreation Club in mid-levels. And it is the highest diving board I have ever seen in my life with my own eyes, not on TV at the Olympics. And the story behind this is I was with my friends once, and they invited me to swim at the LRC. And I went, and we all saw this like teenage girl. We were about 9, 10. We saw this teenage girl take the 5 meter diving board, jump off and land perfectly. And we were all like, whoa. So I said, oh, I could do that. And they said, really? And I was like, yeah. So, I climb up and I go to the diving board, take myself to the edge. And I genuinely thought I could do it. I wasn't just being a little asshole. But I dove, and I'd never dived from a point that high before. So as I dove, I just kept curling until I smacked in the water on my back, which was very painful and very embarrassing. And I came out of the water and I was like, that was so fun. And they were like, are you okay? And I was like, I'm fine. What? And my back was just really, really, really painful, but I didn't want to tell anyone. A similar incident happened to me in my early 20s when I was at college and in my first job. I was really sick. If you've seen the author talk video I posted, or you were at my author talk on Saturday, you will know that I have like 7 chronic illnesses. And in my early 20s, I just didn't want to acknowledge that I was disabled. Or rather, I didn't want to acknowledge that I would have to change my lifestyle to accommodate being disabled. I thought being disabled meant I had to overcome it, not treat it. So what I would do is set myself stupid goals, tell people I was setting myself stupid goals, try and achieve these stupid goals, and then when I made myself sick and fell flat on my back, like I did with the diving board, pretend everything was fine, even though I was in agony and not doing well. So there's a double meaning, I guess, to high dive, and the poem is actually based on an ancient Chinese poem called The Crying Ospreys. No one knows who wrote it. It's so old. It's from like 600 BC. But it's from a collection of like lyrics called the Book of Songs, and I've taken an English translation of the Chinese poem and lifted parts out of it. I mention ospreys in the poem here to hark back to the poem, but my version focuses more on the stories I've told you about jumping and trying and hurting yourself but being too ashamed to admit it. And I hope you like it. It goes like this. It's always so cheesy when I read these poems. Okay, don't cringe, don't judge me. I'm trying to sell books out here. Okay. Jump, jump, cry the swimmers on the sidelines of the deep end. She appears poised and live, a fine match for the boys' team. She wobbled not once while climbing, rung by rung, to the astroturf board, her pink tongue teasing the jeerers beneath. Vertigo valiant, she steps to the edge. She tucks and pikes and spins twofold, her movements curl and sweep the air, weightless for a moment before she catches a breath too sharp for ospreys. To clock when form reformats to fall, when flight becomes folly and fails, that business of nuance no youngling can spy, till she crashes and breaks on her back. It's so deep. Yeah, I think the last stanza, the business of nuance no youngling can spy till she crashes and breaks on her back, speaks to the fact that I don't think any young person is able to internalize that they're flying too close to the sun until they see the repercussions of it. So it's kind of like a Daedalus and Icarus story. There are poems that aren't just sad in here. There are funny poems, and I'll read some more. I'll do some more videos. But yeah, this is High Dive, page 32 of the Hong Konger Anthology. If you'd like to order one in your local, you're in Hong Kong, and you'd like a message in it, just DM me and I'll write something. I'll send you a book with a little postcard in it. But yeah, I really appreciate all the support. Someone messaged me. I'd made a mistake. They ordered 2 copies, I'd sent them one, and they were like, your team messed up. I'm like, oh God, I don't have a team. It's me in my pajamas half the time. So I am very grateful that people like this book. I placed an order today for 1,000 more copies because I've nearly run out of my first run of imprints. It's a weird feeling. Someone's coming in. Okay. Thank you.